somebody has to step up and take responsibility for doing the things that our government should be called on to do. And that's what I found in the Army. There was plenty to do. My mother, well, she was close to being a saint in her devotion to other people. My father had strong beliefs in doing right, and he beat that into us pretty well too, that we had to take responsibility. When we went into West Point, it was with a 4-year commitment to serve after graduation. The duty on our country began to take hold of us, and a feeling that to serve your country in the military was one of the worthiest things that we could do. I met her at Christmas of 1935 when she was a girl living at West Point. Her father held the position essentially as chief of staff to the superintendent at that time. From the time I first saw her, I thought that's where my commitment would be made. I thought I understood the reason for the invasion of Sicily and then the invasion of Italy. The idea was that we didn't have the strength to attempt the cross-channel operation. And this was regarded as diversionary. But it sure wasn't diversionary to us when the Germans came in on us with quite a volley of 88 millimeter artillery. That's the one that gets there before you hear it. They did a good deal of damage. A couple of people were killed. Shell fragment went through my arm and elbow. That really knocked me out of the war for quite a number of months. My first actual meeting with Eisenhower occurred when he presented the Distinguished Service Cross to me. And I was struck even then with the magnetic quality of the man. Eisenhower had a little rule: there could be no non-concurrence through silence. Everybody had to speak up, and Eisenhower wanted to hear the various points of view and then consider them and then work through them and resolve them. What I look back to with greatest satisfaction, I loosened the commanders up. I told them at the end of an action, I like to look back and ask, what could I have done better? There are two possible answers. One is yes, there were some things that could be improved on. And the other is no, it's as good as it could be done. Now, if that's the answer, then there are two questions again. Did you achieve perfection that hasn't been seen on this earth in 2,000 years? Or are you just too dumb to recognize what mistakes you've made? Leaving troops, that was a real sadness. There's something very satisfying about seeing a major Army unit come together in readiness to carry out its duties, but I saw the necessity of it. Once you're ordered to do it, you do it. I have to say that I was enthusiastic about going out. I thought the operation could still be carried through successfully, and as a military leader, felt I would be serving my country well. Vietnam was a problem because there was divergence between the views of the professional military and the views of the civilian leadership. The chiefs felt that we should be prepared to go in and fight it out. Once it was clear that the North Vietnamese were going to conduct the war, it was not simply an insurgency in South Vietnam. There was an understanding that I would succeed Abrams as the commander there, but after President Nixon came in, he decided he wanted to have me take over the NATO responsibility, which he regarded as being of very, very high importance. Got a call over Christmas of 1976 from the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Bernie Rogers, talking about what to do about West Point, because they had had this really large-scale cheating scandal. I had, on arrival at West Point, issued a statement of purpose which ran, West Point exists to provide to the cadets of the Corps an academic, military, physical, athletic, and moral, ethical experience. And that became the guide star for what we did. When the class of 1981 graduated, those are the ones who had come in as plebes when I came up as superintendent. They made me an honorary member of their class. We went beyond that, and they made my wife an honorary member of the class also. When we retired, after 36 years, we had moved 36 times. But she understood what Army life was like, and she was superb. When we had been married 50 years, I wanted to celebrate that, and I got her one of these pins, and she wears that as what she calls her 50 years good conduct medal.